Hey, slash I do buckaroos. How the heck are you? I got a really nasty day out here in the Ozarks, so I thought I'd pretend I was in this bar. Anyways, yeah, I was trying to create a mood because I'm going to do whiskey neat with you with two products from the same distillery. I've got both from the Neeley family distillery. They're Kentucky single barrel strength straight bourbon whiskey. It's a wheated bourbon. This is a very interesting mash. 76% corn, 19% wheat, 5% malted barley, and it's at 109. Let's see. Barrel number 615, barrel char 2, barrel size 25 gallon. Does it say? Oh, there it is. I was looking for the age. 49 months. So we're just a hair over 4 years old on this one. Let me show you that bottle so you can verify everything I just told you. A taste of what's to come. While our bourbon keeps aging, our bourbon is non-chill filtered and bottled at barrel proof right out of the barrel, preserving the rich flavor of the bourbon. You might even see char dust from the barrel in the bottle. This bourbon is of the same high quality that has allowed our family distilling tradition to survive both legally and illegally for 11 generations. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I mean, I know I've said this before if you've seen my videos, but if you haven't, I need to tell you, we found this place by accident. We were heading home from our Columbus, Ohio adventure, our 30th anniversary, and then we were heading towards Evansville, Indiana, which is where we were going to stay the night, and then we hit some weather right out of Cincinnati. And when it started to clear up, there was accidents on each side of the road. So when we finally got moving, when we finally got an exit, we decided to get off. We thought we'd stop and top off our tank and, do what we had to do, stretch our legs, if you're following me. So we took a little break there, but as we were pulling off, my wife saw a sign that said Neeley Family Distillery, half a mile. And she asked me if I wanted to go, and the truth is I wanted to go, but I said no because I knew we were already a lot late. We were running behind. And she said, well, I could really kind of use a break. So okay. So I went in and spent about, 20 minutes or so. They had tastings going on in each room, so I didn't get a chance to do a tasting, but I decided I was just going to buy some product. And I bought these two products and a third, but I'm just going to have these two with you right now. And I bought these two. I know I can't think of the right word. I wish I had taken a picture of the sign. Didn't say experimental, but they were like special batch stuff. So the first one was this bourbon. So I'm going to focus on it first, using my classic Jack Daniel's Gold Medal Old Number 7 glass. These glasses have to be at least they're at the bare minimum a half a century old, and they may be older than that. My dad got these way back when. I'm talking early 70s, but he may have even had them in the 60s. That I don't know, but I'm thinking early 70s. The nose on this whiskey is just insane. It's just a beautifully done product. And at the time, I know I've said this before, but at the time I thought, I'm spending a lot of money at an unscheduled stop. But I figured, what the hell? I didn't know if I'd ever be here again, or be there again, I should say. So I bought these two and a third product. And it was almost $200 for everything. I meant to buy glass too, but I forgot it right at the last minute. Really wish I had a glass, but nevertheless. So you can really feel that char on the nose here. Get a big, deep, very dark brown sugar note because you're going to find some molasses. But that wheat, the addition of the wheat really makes for a very luxurious mouthfeel. Very, very velvety smooth. Nice oak and char and spice in the finish. Gosh, they were $40 a piece. At the time, I was thinking it was a lot of money, but again, they were like their special offerings, I guess, or one-time thing, something like that. But man, let's give it a shot. And when I got home and tried them for the first time, I went, "Oh my Lord! I wish I'd have bought 2 bottles of each." Yeah, this product is absolutely amazing. Everything from the distiller, or the 3 products I bought, I should say, are just amazing. Gosh, that's just gorgeous. You can feel some of that corn, but it never gets very sweet. You almost get like a little honey-like sweetness in there because it's a very subtle sweetness. Again, a lot of oak, char, and spice in the finish. Typically, cinnamon is big in there, but I'm also picking up some allspice, some clove for sure, and almost. Hold on, let me get another drink and be clear. I'm going to say a little ginger and black pepper, fresh ground black pepper as well. It's just a beautifully done whiskey. It really is. Again, I found them or we found them, my wife found them by accident. She happened to see the sign as we were pulling off, heading towards the gas station. And like I said, I always want to go to Distillery, but we were running so far behind after being caught in that traffic jam for, I don't know, close to 2 hours at that point. I couldn't justify for me to say, yeah, I want to go to another distillery because I'd already been to a lot at this point. But she didn't mind, so I was glad I did. And at the time, I felt like I was spending a lot of money at an unscheduled stop. And after I got home and tried these products, I mean, they are worth every cent. If you ever get a chance to get to the Neeley family distillery in Sparta, Kentucky, I could not recommend it more highly. They are just amazing. Customer service was good too. I mean, they were busy. They had tastings going on every side. But once they saw that I was ready to check out, somebody saw me and jumped right up there. And quite frankly, I wasn't in that big a hurry. I'm just mad at myself for not remembering the glass. I got talking with the person at the register and forgot to add the glass. I was a little bummed about that, but their stuff is so good, man. I gotta tell you. This is why I like to rave about the small distilleries, right? Forget about those big names, that you can find in every store. Forget about allocations. Find places like this. If you've got any place like this close to you, this is where you need to be buying your whiskey. Forget about those names, Forget about what some whiskey geek tells you have to have in your collection because they're selling stuff on a secondary market and trying to take your money. Focus on these small distilleries because that's where the best product is being made right now. Well, I say right now, quite frankly, it's probably where the best product has always been made. But if I ever get a chance to get back there, I think I figured out they're about 8.5 hours from where I live. So I'm trying to figure that out. I'm hoping to get there. We're trying to plan a trip towards Cincinnati in August. So I'm hoping to either get there on the way up or on the way back. But I looked for lodging in that area, and there really isn't any. So, because I was hoping to get about there, spend the night, and then go on to Cincinnati the next day. But I couldn't find anything really. Not directly there. It's always on one side or the other. But apparently, the only thing in Sparta, Kentucky is a gas station and a distillery. It's open to find an Airbnb or something. There weren't any hotels. There might be an Airbnb there. Now, we'll drive as far as Sparta, stop at the distillery, buy a bunch of stuff, and then call it a night. But I couldn't find any place to stay right close. But I will keep looking. Yeah, wow. The flavors of this thing is just crazy. Almost picking up like a. It's gonna sound odd, I know. It's gonna sound very odd, but like a peanut brittle like note. I'm feeling like roasted peanuts. Honeycomb. Anyway, this stuff is just absolutely brilliant. It's one reason I poured the bourbon into my classic glass here. So brilliant. Got a little sweetness up front, but it's balanced nicely. Sometimes whiskeys like this might impart some dark fruits, and that's really between you and your palate, because I've concentrated mostly on the other things, right? I haven't talked much about that, but it's not going to be unusual if you're picking up some raisin, or even for me, I feel like I'm getting some very dark cherry notes. Like an Amarena cherry like note in there, but that's probably just me because I drink a lot of cocktails. That's probably just you, Tom. Nevertheless, this stuff is amazing. Let me show you this bottle one more time. Neeley Family Distillery, Kentucky. Single barrel strength. Gosh, I'm getting near the end, man, but I felt like it needed to be drank neat. I'm going to have myself a little water here before I go to the second one. I want to get my palate fresh here. So, right, I grew up drinking bourbon because that's what my dad drank, right? But over the last few years, I've really starting to find a real love for rye whiskey, especially on this last trip, to be honest with you. I found myself buying a lot of rye, which is one of the reasons I bought this one. Again, Neeley Family Distillery, RDR Neeley Sweet Thumped Rye, Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. This one's at 110.8, single barrel strength. I mean, again, I know I'm, repeating myself often at this point, but I really wish I had about 2 bottles of this because it is so good. It's one of those things that, like I said, at the time I knew I was spending a lot of money at an unscheduled stop and I couldn't justify it. But now that I've tasted the products, oh yeah, when I get back there, I'm loading up, man. I'm going to blow the budget right there, man. Distilled in Sparta, Kentucky by RDR Neeley, proprietor and master distiller. Reading the back here, most rye whiskeys have traditionally been cooked and distilled the same way since Prohibition. Our 11th generation distiller, Royce Neeley, operates outside the confines of the norm. He cooks our rye at lower temperatures and utilizes a proprietarily charged copper thumper on the third pot distillation, bringing out the sweeter notes of the rye grain. Distilled and hand bottled by the Neeley Family Distillery, Sparta, Kentucky. This is 65% rye, triple pot distilled, non-chill filtered, sweet mashed. That's barrel number 7. I think that says 793, but I'm not 100% sure. It could be 713 or 743, but I'm thinking it says 793. Anyways, I digress. Custom seasoned, toasted, and charred oak, aged 44 months. So we're just shy of 4 years on this one. So let me show you that bottle. Let me show you the back, see if you can read it better than I can. I'm going to take another drink of water, then I'm going to focus on this rye. Using a classic neat glass. Love the color. Don't you love that color? It's got like a slight ruby hue to it. Very, very spicy on the nose, as you would like a rye to be. Oh, man. Just gorgeous, man. A rather sweet upfront rye that does dry up nicely. You got the big oak in the finish. Nice spice. But yeah, it is a little sweet up front. That's for sure. Try to pinpoint that sweetness. Give me a second. Oh gosh, that's so gorgeous. I'm going to say a very dark brown sugar, because you certainly can feel some molasses. But I also feel like I'm picking up just a hint of maple in there as well. Whereas the bourbon, I felt the sweetness was a little more subtle. Big oak, spicy, barrel spice finish. Oh my God, this stuff is amazing. If I get there again, you better believe. I'm hoping I've got the budget to really buy some stuff, man. Everything I had from them is so good. I'm not having the third product for this particular video, but I want to show you that bottle. Those two products are barrel strength, but this one was bottled in bond, so it's right at 100 proof. But it was the Papa's birthday barrel, which is one of the reasons I bought it. It looked like they only had a few bottles left of it, and it was a special offering. Again, I was trying to buy things not, that weren't their regular offerings, I guess, which is why I bought those two plus this one. And I remember thinking at the time, looking at the prices, because I'm a bit of a tightwad, it seemed a little pricey until I got the products home and was able to try them. And I can tell you, whatever price you see, it is worth every penny. This stuff really is that good. This is the bottled in bond. I'm not going to have for this particular video, because that'll make it really run long. But I wanted to show you that. I wanted to show you the product anyway. But there are times you go to different places. I'm a craft beer guy, so I'll go to breweries and distilleries, and the stuff is good. Maybe even better than good. But then once you get past there, you don't really remember them again once you've had the others. And the thing for this one is, man, I will never forget the Neeley family distillery, because the products really are just that good. Because when you hit a lot of places, sometimes things get forgot once you get it all. But this one, man, wow. They are so amazing. is a rather delicious rye. It would be perfect in a cocktail, but it's, I mean, the truth is a rye of this quality really ought to be drank neat. So that's what I'm doing with what I have remaining, which isn't a lot, but with what I have remaining, yeah, I'm just gonna drink a little bit at a time. I did pour a nice solid 2 ounces to do this video, but the rest of it I'm gonna try to nourish, because I don't know when I'm gonna get there again. I hope I can get there in August, but that's not a guarantee at this moment in time. So, oh man, I really like them. The more I drink this, the more I like it. It's like, oh man, it kind of I've been putting it up to the side for a while, because when I first got home, I was really drinking a lot of both products. So then I had to stop drinking them because I knew I was getting near the end. But right now, as I'm revisiting both of these, I'm thinking, oh man, they are so amazing. Oh, damn. It is one of the best ryes I've ever had in my life, and that's not an exaggeration. This stuff really is that good. This Cask 110, wow, it is just serious. It is so easy to drink and approachable at that proof. I mean, you can add water if you like, but I mean, I would. If you need to thin it down, I mean that's on you. But I'm telling you, this stuff is so good. I mean, obviously, you've been watching me drink this for a few minutes now. If you're watching this video, there was no burn, there was no face, there's no. This is just remarkably tasty. I did a video with some friends a while back with a beer they call a jet fuel. So for them, it's a harsh beer, and I drank the beer, so I don't find this harsh at all. As I look at this, there's no face, and they both looked at me and said, "Tom, we've seen you drink cask whiskey and make no face." So I don't know. It's the Irish in me, I guess. Between the Irish and the German. Although I think I take more after the Irish side because I've never had the urge to invade Poland. And I'm more likely to be found in a pub. So anyway, bad jokes aside, Tom. Bad jokes aside, I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, whiskey evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and I want to show you both bottles one more time. Gosh almighty. I couldn't even tell you which one I like better, to be honest with you, because the wheat bourbon is arguably the best wheat bourbon I've ever had. It is just amazing. And this rye, again, the same. I mean, I don't know that I've ever had a better rye whiskey than this. I mean, they are so... At Cask, both of them are so easy to drink neat. It is just amazing. If you've got a taste for whiskey, I gotta tell you, Neeley Family Distillery is where you need to be. Sparta, Kentucky. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, whiskey evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and all around good guy. Just for the record, though, this isn't a commercial, even though it might have sounded like one at the end. I paid for these whiskeys. I'm not being paid for anything to do any promotion for this distillery. I really do believe they are that good. Sláinte.